Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Evolve with Emily show. I'm your host, Emily Hayden. And if you guys are listening to this on the day that it is posted, June 15th, 2021, then it is my 30th birthday. I just turned 30 years old, and I could not be more excited. Oh, it's finally here. I feel like there's a lot I've learned within the last decade of my life, and I figured today's podcast episode would be a great time to reflect upon that and share some of the things that I've learned, and in hopes that maybe there's something here that you can take and apply in your life that will help you. So before we get into it, yes, I'm 30 and I'm so happy. I am 30. I am thriving. I am happy. I feel like a queen, and it took a lot of work to get here. So before we dive into it, we're going to talk about what I'm going to do to celebrate my birthday. So I've decided that this year I'm going to do it different than previous years. Previous years I may have done like a dinner or maybe didn't even like pay attention to my birthday too much. But this year I was like, you know what? I deserve to be celebrated. My life deserves to be celebrated. So I am shamelessly and proudly going to celebrate my life and just have fun with it and enjoy it. You know, I've worked really, really hard to get to where I'm at, and turning 30 is a big milestone. So why not enjoy it to the fullest and force all my friends to do everything that I want to do and be a queen and a little brat because it's my birthday. Birthday month. That's what we're doing in 2021. It is my birthday month. So I have quite a few friends flying in to be exact, for a little girls' weekend that we're going to do. So I planned the whole thing and I'm so excited about it. Of course, we're going to go train at a gym and film. Of course, we're going to podcast. So expect some really good girl talks to come out of this weekend. Let's see. We are going to go out to eat at a restaurant I've been wanting to try. We are going to a piano bar. I don't know if you guys have ever been to a dueling piano bar, but they're so much fun, and it's been years since I've been to one. So I'm really excited to have my girls in for that. I'm trying to convince a few family members to come to that as well. And then my favorite day of the weekend, we are going to start it out in the morning with shooting. So a friend of mine hooked it up with some ARs, shotguns, pistols, rifles, and we might even shoot some skeet. So I'm beyond excited for that. I'm bringing my guns, of course, so that I can get some good practice and some reps in with those. And I'm sure most of the girls are going to come for fun, but I'm really going, and like I always want to just further my skill or further, just my skill set in general. So I'm going to be there like trying to learn and get better and practice. At the end of the day, it's all practice, just like anything else. And I've actually never shot skeet, so I'm really excited to shoot skeet. That'll be a first for me. And after that, we're going to have a little bit of a pool day. And then I actually organized a women's self-defense course with my Brazilian jiu-jitsu gym that I'm a part of here in Houston. And they were nice enough to have it for me and my friends and family and whoever I want to invite. So I organized that, and we're going to do that for about an hour and a half. And then there's a concert at the park we're going to attend. And then the next day, church with my girls because they want to come and see the church that I've been attending for a few weeks now here. And then that is going to be my little birthday weekend with my girls, but the party does not stop there. I'm going to be doing a lot more things throughout the month, but I'm going to, on my actual birthday day, which is the day that you guys are listening, I'm going to a Brazilian steakhouse, and I could not be more excited. I don't know if you guys have ever been, but it's where they bring all of the most delicious cuts of meat to your table, and you can try all the different ones. There's bread, there's a salad bar, there's bomb cake for dessert. So it's about to be a grand time over here at the Hayden household. And I'm so stoked. I'm so excited. I am fully confident that my 30s are going to be so much better than my 20s, you know? And your 20s, at least for me, things were everywhere. You're like figuring your life out. You're trying to figure out how to adult. You're figuring out relationships, figuring out people. And I definitely do not have things quote unquote figured out at 30. That would be I learned in my 20s, you never have things figured out. But I did walk through a lot in my 20s that has really shaped my experience and shaped where I'm at now, starting my 30s. And so I just know that I'm starting my 30s on such a better foot than I started my 20s. I'm making great lifestyle decisions. I'm making, great decisions financially, relationally. I have healthy boundaries. I've learned a lot since my 20s, and it provides for such a better life. Oh, 20-year-old Emily, I just want to hug you. You're going to be okay. She learned a lot. That's what I'll have to say about that. So, okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit about my birthday. I want to encourage you guys that if you have a birthday coming up, you deserve to be celebrated too. So celebrate your bad self. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. You don't need a relationship and somebody to do something for you. Like, you take the reins, you take control, and plan something amazing for your damn self. Whether it's you hanging out, doing your thing that you want to do with your dog or your best friend, or it's you and a group of people. It doesn't always have to be some grand thing. You know, I would be the happiest girl sitting at the top of a mountain observing nature as well, which are things that I do and incorporate into my life. I am going a little bit more all out for this birthday, but that's okay. The point is to just celebrate yourself and celebrate your life and be excited for your life. And for those of you that worry about getting older or worry about turning 30 years old or turning 40 or turning 50, if you have a fixed perspective on, oh my God, I'm just getting older, you might resent the things that come with getting older, but there's so many people that never even made it to the age that you're about to turn. I know personally multiple people in my life that didn't ever make it to their 30th birthday. So of course I had those same thoughts when I approached my 30th birthday. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm turning 30. Like, am I getting old? Because I'm not like a kid anymore. Like, I'm definitely not a kid anymore, right? And so I'm like, I'm a 30-year-old woman. Like, does this mean I'm getting old? And then like reality really hit me. And I was like, my friends didn't get to turn 30. So like, just the fact that I have the opportunity of turning 30 and the opportunity to hopefully live through my 30s, like, that is going to be so incredible. And I want it all. I want to squeeze out every single ounce of life that life has for me. So that's how I choose to live my life. That's how I choose to have my perspective on getting another year older. And at the end of the day, what is time really? What is time? What is age? You know, we made up the whole 24 hours and like night and day and system and PM. I don't know. That's probably a different discussion for a different time, but just enjoy life, people. Enjoy life, celebrate your life, and choose to fully live your life. Like, if you're here and you have breath in your lungs, fully live it out as if it's your last chance. Okay, let's get into 10 things that I learned in the last decade. So this is kind of like what I would go back and tell my younger self. So take away the numbers, because maybe you're 50 years old listening to this. I have a lot of listeners that are much older than I am, but maybe there's something here that is for you. You never know. So take the number off of it. These are just 10 things that I've learned. 20-year-old Emily, if I could tell you just one thing, I would tell you, get your life in order, and get it in order now and sooner. Don't wait. Like, don't wait to put off figuring out how to adult. I know that no one taught you. I know that you have no idea what you're doing, but it's okay. It's okay, but it's not okay if you choose to stay there. It's not okay if you choose to stay in ignorance and you choose to, pretend to forget speeding tickets that you have that will turn into a warrant. You will almost get arrested until the cop has mercy on your soul. That really happened. You can't ignore these things, that the adult things, the world system, finances, a credit score, building your credit, legal documents, things that you have to put in order, taxes. You can't ignore these things. Like, the world has a system and you have to be a part of the system and do these certain things in order to function as an adult. So for the goals and dreams that you have in your life, start doing this and start doing it sooner. I know you're pursuing your health and your fitness and you're really focused on that. But just like you're pursuing that, pursue healthy finances. If you don't know what that means, go figure it out. Go educate yourself, go teach yourself. Don't ignore it. Don't get by. Don't try to just figure it out with what you have, but go seek out other information, people that have done it, people that are better at it, that are experts at it, and start incorporating those healthy habits into your life and your finances and your relationships and everything that you're doing. And even if and when you screw things up, you'll also just figure it out. So I'm glad that you have that muscle, but if I could tell you anything, I would tell you, get your life in order now. If you start building that healthy credit score, girl, if you start having those healthy finance habits and you start really thinking about your future and thinking about buying a home one day and doing these different things, you'll be in such a better position than, if you just put it off as long as you possibly can. So get your life in order. Number 2, younger Emily, put on sunscreen and get the hell out of the tanning beds. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Stop it. They have organic self tanner that you can use. It looks great. You'll screw up a few times. You'll have some orange knuckles and knees and elbows occasionally. And sometimes you'll tan your face. That's not a good idea either. But get out of the sun, get out of the tanning beds, use sunscreen, lotion, take care of your skin. Yes, hand cream matters too. You think it doesn't matter because you have that perfect skin that's just great, but when you get older it's going to start to sag. It's not for me yet, but I'm telling you, start these things sooner. Okay, number 3, a little more serious. Younger Emily, there's a lot of things in your past that you experienced that you've worked so hard to get away from, quite physically, spiritually, emotionally. You really tried so hard to get away from these things, and that was important because you paved your way out of those things. So you doing that was out of survival, and I'm so proud of you, and that's so great. But I need you to know that when you're ready, there's going to be a day and a time when you need to address these things. Yes, 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 you have to address it. Just because you have peace in your head and peace in your mind about what happened and the things that you experienced and the things that you went through, it doesn't mean that your body is at peace with it. So I just need you to have the knowing. You don't have to do it now on your 20-year-old birthday, but I need you to know that that time is going to come. And when you're ready, I want you to know that you are brave enough and you are courageous enough to face those things head on, and that they will be very difficult to relive and to go through, but you can do it. And it's going to provide for you a completely different heart posture, a completely different mindset, a different way of thinking about yourself, of thinking about the world and others. It's actually one of the most crucial things that you will do for yourself, is really addressing those things in your past, in your childhood, really, really looking into those things and addressing them in a professional setting. So I need you to know that that's coming. And because 20-year-old self, I know that you can't afford EMDR therapy or any other type of therapy at the current moment in time. I know you can't afford a book. So you're out there buying a new outfit to go out on the weekend. Instead, I want you to maybe go out on the weekend once, but then I want you to stay in and read a few books. Listen to a few podcasts. Go in deep on these topics and things that you've experienced. The internet is wonderful. You can Google anything. You can YouTube anything that you've experienced emotionally, physically, spiritually. You can Google and find more information on it. So find more information on it and seek out to surround yourself with other people's experiences and how they've overcome it, because that'll help guide you along your path of what might help you overcome those things in your life until you are ready to address those things in that professional setting. Number 5, it's okay to change. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your beliefs. It's okay that as you're discovering more about who you are and you're doing new things, that you're finding out that what you once thought, the knowledge that you had, the perspective that you had, your beliefs that you had growing up your entire childhood, that now as an adult, you're deciding that that isn't actually where you stand. You actually stand somewhere else on it. There's no shame in that. There's actually nothing but respect in that. I think it would be shameful to keep yourself limited and to keep yourself in this fixed mentality and fixed mindset that, oh my gosh, because I said I believe this, or because I grew up this way, or, because this is my knowledge that I've had for my whole life, that I have to stay here, even though I know better, even though I know different. No, that would be shameful. There's so much respect in you saying, actually, this is now what I believe. This is now where I'm going. These are now what my values are. You can always, at any point in time, say, these things don't work for me. Let's go find out what does. Whether it's a belief, a perspective, a mindset, a relationship, whatever it is, allow yourself the opportunity to change. And don't allow other people's fixed mindsets to hold you back or to make you think for 1 second that you should remain the same. Just know that it's okay to change. And sometimes in life, you're going to go down a path thinking that this is what's best for you, that in that season, that's what's best for you. And guess what? You might be correct in that, but seasons change. So just as seasons change, it's okay for you to change too. Number 6, younger self. Man, I know you're faced with a lot of really big and difficult decisions. You're quite literally at this moment in time making a decision to either remain in what you know or make drastic changes for the hope of a potential future that is better than what you've ever known. I want to be from the future to tell you, choosing to evolve is always the right choice. Not everyone is going to come with you though, and that's going to be the hardest part for you. As somebody who loves passionately, who cares passionately, who has a heart for other people, who even sees other people's potential far beyond and far before they see it in themselves, it's going to hurt you that people will exercise their freedom of choice to choose to not evolve. In your mind, it's the only option, so you won't understand it. You're going to get very hurt by it. But I want you to know that even through the hurt and the pain, evolving is always the right choice. So do it. Number 7, younger self, go for it. The move, the relationship, the dream. Do it scared if you have to, but go for it. Even if it fails, even when some things fail, you'll be better because of it. Because that failure, that setback, that hardship that you go through is going to help cultivate and create the person that you become. And you're going to be really, really proud of the person that you become. But it doesn't happen without you walking through those difficult things. So walk through those difficult things and just do the best that you can. If you do the best that you can, it doesn't matter how hard of a day you have. Just keep going and you'll get to where you're going. I promise. You get there. Spoiler alert. You get there. So stop stressing over it and just do what's right in front of you for right now today. Number 8, younger self. Oh, this is a really big one, and I really need you to hear me on this one. Before you fully give your heart to somebody, know them in all 4 seasons. Know them in the good and in the bad moments. Know them in conflict. Know them in success and know them in struggle. Become an incredible observer of people. People will always show you who they are. They show you with their actions. So don't believe the words that come out of their mouth without actions to back it up. Trust people. You can trust. That's a good thing. But the second that they show you that they're not who they say they are, believe them. Believe them the first time. So 20-year-old self, before you give your heart to somebody, know them in all 4 seasons. Observe and observe well. Number 9, there is so much more that you haven't discovered yet. There is so much more inside of you. There's even just desires and fun, passionate things and hobbies and people and experiences that you have yet to have that are going to show you more about who you are. And they're going to be it's going to be more of those breadcrumbs that are leading you towards your God-given potential. So look for them. The only way that you'll find those breadcrumbs is if you go out and you try these things, you try new things, you branch out from what you've always known. 20-year-old self, in your 20s, you're going to go to your first EDM music festival and you are going to walk out with the biggest smile on your face saying, "Thank God we bought a 2-day pass. I get to do this again." So 20-year-old self, don't limit yourself thinking that you wouldn't like those simply because it's a big crowd and it might be overwhelming, because you're going to shock yourself. You're going to end up loving it and it's going to end up becoming such a beautiful part of your life. So don't limit yourself. Try these new things and maybe try a music festival a little sooner than you did. Younger self. I think that I missed a point. And if I did miss a point, I think I did. The point that I missed was, if people tell you one thing and show you another thing, then believe them. They are not who they say they are. They are what their actions show you. So wherever I missed a number, that's where that goes. Number 10, 20-year-old self, I need you to listen and I need you to really pay attention. If you get nothing else from this list of things, I really want you to hear me on this one. God is so real and God is so with you. He's with you in every single moment. What you've known about him has helped you to have a faith and a connection. But what you're about to experience in your 20s is something that I could never even describe to you in words. Your faith and your connection is going to go from just that to a knowing, because you're going to encounter God directly. You're going to encounter him in an experience that is going to change your entire life. It's going to change your beliefs. It's going to change your perspective. It's going to change the way that you have a relationship to God. So knowing that that's coming, dig into your faith more. Dig in and look for the layers of what is available. There is a certain surface level of faith and of God and of religion that you've known your whole life. But I want you to know there are layers to this thing, and there is so much depth. So much depth, it will rock your world. 10 years from now, when you turn 30 years old, you're going to be thinking about a whole decade of walking with God passionately and pursuing him and him pursuing you. And you're going to be moved to tears just thinking about how incredible he was in your life, including in the hardest moments where you might have wanted to quit. You're going to have moments where you want to quit. You're going to have moments when you question things. And I want you to know that even in those moments, what's going to get you through is actually your faith. You're going to know for sure that your good Father in heaven has a purpose for your life, and that purpose is not the current pain that you're experiencing. And because of that knowing, you're going to choose to not quit. So 20-year-old self, pursue your faith. Pursue that relationship with God. Learn all that you can about his character and about who he is so that you can walk throughout life recognizing who he isn't and where he isn't. Raise your awareness by knowing and studying and speaking with and communing with the real thing. It's real. I think you've always known that, but I just need you to really, really know that. It's so real and it's so available to you to be experienced in such a way that you won't ever have to prove yourself. You won't ever try to convince anyone of anything. But yet you'll just simply share from your experiences, knowing full well that every person you encounter, they'll get their own experience if they simply look, if they simply knock, if they simply ask. So 20-year-old Emily, you're going to go through a lot. You're going to go through a lot of struggle in your life, but there's also a lot of good. And I need you to not get too focused on the bad in those really bad and hard moments, because there's another good moment coming, I promise. I want you to passionately pursue God, passionately pursue a real relationship with him, and just watch what that does for your life. Watch what kind of trajectory that puts you on in your life. 20-year-old Emily, I'm so damn proud of you. I am so thankful for you. Oof, you are a fighter. You've got so much fight, so much passion, so much spirit, and I'm so thankful for you. I would never be in this chair with the life that's in my hands right now without your ferocious mentality and your ferocious and relentless pursuit towards everything that's in your heart, and that will and that desire and that dedication to fully go after it with everything that you have. I just want to say thank you. And I'm so proud of who you are today. I'm not proud of all the success that you'll have or something that you'll achieve or how you'll perform. I'm actually just proud of who you are. Who you are is going to get you to where you're going. So don't give up. 20-year-old self, you a damn queen. That's it. I hope that you guys got something out of this episode. I figured, maybe this episode is just for me to reflect with just the most insane amount of gratitude that I've ever had for the life that I'm living. And that's exactly how I feel. But maybe there's something in here for you. Maybe there's something that you need to take on as yours and apply to your life. And I hope that that's the case. But if not, then it's my birthday and you have to listen to it because I'm a damn queen. Oh, man. I'm like kidding, but I'm also not kidding. I love you guys so much. Do you know that? Do you guys really know that? I don't know if you guys know how much you guys mean to me in my life. I get DMs from you guys and messages of you sharing just different things that have really occurred and happened in your life. And I hope that, maybe you've gotten a response from me and it said something like, wow, thank you so much for sharing that with me. I hope you guys understand the depth at which I mean that. Like, I mean that so much. And sometimes it fills my heart in such a way that like, there's no words to even express what that means. So I hope you know that to all of you listening on the other end of this, we literally have a worldwide audience, which I think is so cool. I genuinely care about you guys. And that's why I hope that every single content, every piece of content I put out, I hope it helps you even in the smallest way, because if I can help just kind of ignite this light inside of you, then you are going to be the one that takes you to where you're going. So I want you to know that it's not me. It's not anyone else. It's not a program. It's not this or that. It's you. You've got to be the one to change your life. You've got to be the one to create an incredible life for yourself. And you've got to be the one to take this podcast and to put into action anything that may be beneficial for you in your life's journey. And it's also up to you to throw away anything that won't help you along your life journey, because the truth is our journeys, our beliefs, our faiths, our relationships, our success, everything could look different because we're different individuals with different wants and needs and desires, and ultimately a different purpose on our life. If we were all created to be the same, if we were all created to be Evolve with Emily or your next favorite podcast or YouTuber, it would be so boring. We would be so tired of hearing each other talk. No one would want to listen. It'd be way too deep. We'd be crying half the time, right? Like, that's not what we need. The world needs whatever you as an individual have inside of you. And it's my goal and it's my desire. And I fully believe it's part of my purpose and my calling and in why I'm here on this earth, is to help you identify that, is to come on and essentially turn on the light switch inside of you. Every single person listening right now, you have a light inside of you. Sometimes that light is really dimmed, like it's barely on. And there's different life experiences and things that we've walked through in our lives that dims that light. So I hope that as you listen to my podcast or content, or you're part of my Evolve X program, my Evolve X Worldwide, whatever it is, I hope that in some way it just kind of turns up the brightness just a little bit more. Because as you do that, it may just seem like the smallest amount of change right now. A few years down the road, that light is going to be beaming inside of you, and you are going to not be able to help it except for to overpour that onto everybody around you. That's what I have inside of me. That's what I know you have inside of you. And I'm honored to help you in any way if that helps you to kind of figure it out for yourself and to turn that light on and to brighten that light on day by day by day. So I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for spending my Evolve with Emily birthday episode with me. Thank you for spending the last, oh my gosh, how many years has it been? I've been online since 2013. So what is that, like 11-ish years? Thank you so much for spending that time with me. I'm honored to be a part of your lives, and I'm just grateful, man. I'm really grateful. I have no other words to say other than I have so much gratitude for my life, for the people in my life, for you guys listening, that I'm good, and I want to share that goodness with everyone that I come across as long as I have breath in my lungs. I live every day, and I have a hyper awareness of knowing that every day could be my last day. And I think I have a lot more to do. I hope I get the opportunity to live a lot more life. But at the same time, man, if I don't make it around, I want you guys to know that I'm good. Like, I fully lived my life. I'm fully connected to God. I know where I'm going. And I'm good. And I think that that's what I want to help everybody feel. I want to help everybody get to this point of feeling fulfilled and feeling like if it was their last day on earth, that they can just smile and shake their head like, yeah, man, I did it. I did what I was here to do. And you don't have to achieve anything to feel that. You don't have to be successful to feel that. I think that you just have to live your life right now today with everything that you have in front of you. Live it the way that you were called to live it. Be your best self right now today. And no matter if you have things or don't have things, if you're successful or not successful, you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, you can fully live out your God-given potential today. And God willing, you'll be able to develop that further into fully passionately living inside of your calling. And that's the most beautiful thing. And that's what I hope everyone finds for themselves. So I'm going to end the podcast here. Thank you guys so much for all the birthday wishes. I'm sure I'm getting blown up on Instagram because you guys are always so kind in that. So I just want to publicly say thank you here because I'm honestly going to try to be off of my phone. And I will catch you guys in the next episode of Evolve with Emily. Thanks so much. Bye.